Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let me start with the bad news first and a good one. They say I talk a lot, and very soon you are going to realize that I do. But at the same time, they say that it makes sense when I talk, so hopefully you are going to hear that as well. But the good news is this. Very soon, talking to your pastor is going to become much easier. For you no longer would have to look up. Secondly, right away, we are going to save lots of money, because you know priests wear chasubles when they say Mass, and very soon we will be able to make 2 out of 1. During the Second World War, a Jewish family was awakened by knocking at the door. They opened the door, and they realized that the house was surrounded by Nazi soldiers. They were all taken to a Nazi camp, 2 parents and 2 boys, 7 and 9. And when they arrived at the camp, they were quite lucky, because all 4 of them were selected to hard work and not to die in gas chambers. And so every evening after they got back to the barracks, the family members looked for each other, and when they found each other, they hugged each other, they kissed each other, and they thanked God for another day. But one evening, the father got back to the barracks and could not find his family. Eventually, behind the rest of the prisoners, in the back of the barracks, he noticed his older son, Joshua, crying in the corner. So he ran to him, he embraced him, and he asked him, "Joshua, tell me this is not true." And he said, "Dad, it is true. Today David couldn't work anymore, so they came for him." "But where is your mother?" the father asked. And Joshua responded, "When they came for David was afraid, and so he cried. And so Mom took him by hand, and she went with him." Now that's what Jesus did for us. And we see that love, the sacrificial love on the cross, every time we look at it. But I truly believe that's our goal in life, to reflect that love. Unfortunately, very often, we take God's blessings and life and each other for granted. We forget that life is happening too quickly. But I think sometimes we have to lose God's blessings. Sometimes we have to lose each other to realize that we cannot any longer take God's blessing for granted. You're about to lose your beloved pastor, Father Mike. He's going to lose you. I'm going to lose the people of St. Mike's. They're going to lose me. I think the losses we are going to about to experience are reminding us, don't take God's blessings for granted. But I truly believe there's another reason why we have to experience those changes in our lives. Mother Teresa of Calcutta, the nun who spent so many years of her life serving the dying in India, once was being asked what the purpose of her life was and how we need to express our love for God. And she said, very simply, by loving Him one person at a time, starting with your family and the person who lives next door. Now, she didn't say the best way of expressing your love for God is to become a nun or to move to India to serve the dying. She simply said, love Him one person at a time, starting with family and the person who lives next door. I truly believe that my first goal, my primary goal in life, is not to be a pastor, not even to be a priest or the child of my parents, but a reflection of God's love to the world. But I truly believe that's your goal in life too. Not to be a teacher, a musician, a firefighter, a factory worker, whatever you might be doing in life, but a reflection of God's love to the world. The love that we see on the cross. Unfortunately, very often we forget about it. But I truly believe at this moment in my life and yours, God, in some mysterious way, sees that we need each other to become a more perfect reflection. When Mother Teresa was asked, if today were the last day of your life, what would you change? What would you decide? What would you love? She said, I would simply continue my present life. I don't think I would be able to say that, would you? Because we take life for granted. Because I truly believe that I need you, you need me, at this moment of our lives, in some mysterious way, so we can become a better reflection of God's love. Lastly, yesterday, I talked to a man and he said when he dies, he would like his title, he was a doctor of philosophy, to be engraved on his tombstone. That made me reflect on my own life. But I said, I have some titles to put on my tombstone, but I don't want them. Nor I want the quotation of Pope Francis, who said, I am a sinner, but I would like this to be on my tombstone, imperfect, but still a reflection of God's love. That's how I want you to see me, imperfect, but still a reflection. That's how I'm going to see you. But hopefully together, as we work for the next few years together, we are going to become a more perfect reflection of the love that we see every time when we come to the church, in the face of Jesus. The love that we see on the cross.